Hi everybody, it's great to see you again. My name is Kim and I am super excited to practice together. So I hope you have enjoyed some of our classes outside and online as well. And for today's practice, I'm going to stay with a similar routine that I usually do. So I usually tend to do a lot of vinyasa flow classes, and this one's going to be very similar, but we're going to take the pace down a little bit. So doing a little bit of a slower flow today. So we're going to be spending a little bit more time holding in each of our asanas and in our positions kind of as we flow through our salutations. So I hope that works for you. In preparation for today, if you have some blocks, you might want to grab a hold of those. So again, because we're going to be holding some of the positions a little bit longer, you may want to use those to leverage and use it to expand out your arm span and things like that. So we are going to get started in a nice seated position, so join me there when you're ready. I like to start nice cross-legged here. Again, if you want to grab a block underneath your sit bones, so you can just kind of sit a little bit higher and maybe opening up your knees a little bit more. I'm going to come right down to the earth for the practice today. So we're just going to start in this nice, comfortable seat. We're just going to begin with some breath work. Really just kind of arriving here on our mats, opening up our mind and our bodies to our practice and getting ready to settle in. So take a nice, big breath in through your nose. And a nice, long exhale out. Taking another few breaths just like that. Maybe closing your eyes here. As we begin with our breath work here, just starting with sitting in this, again, this nice comfortable seat, maybe your hands are down on your thighs, grounding down a little bit. When you're coming into your sit, sitting up nice and tall, you're going to take some time here to use your breath to kind of tuck your belly button in. And then again, begin that breath down here in your diaphragm. And filling up your lower lungs, middle lungs, and up through your chest. Keeping your shoulders relaxed as much as possible. Long in your neck and spine. And on your exhale, continue with this long spine and this core strength here, this internal body, this Uddiyana Bandha we call it, our internal lock here for our core. But be able to relax down, grounding into the earth again, maybe through the feel of your hands on your thighs and your knees, or the connection you have to the earth below you. So fill up with breath, big breath in. Take your time. And a nice long exhale out. Filling up with breath, big inhale. And nice slow exhale. One more time, just like that. Now staying with this nice long breath, allowing your body to relax here. Big breath in, this time coming all the way in through your nose. We're going to hold at the top of that breath. And then gently exhale out your nostrils as well. Hearing that sound coming out, that audible sound, that vibration in the back of your throat for that ujjayi breath, that warrior's breath, that ferocious, freeing exhale. Take a few breaths just like that, again, kind of neutralizing our central nervous system and just coming into our space here. Moving our thoughts off to the side, just centering and focusing on our breath. Fill up. And exhale out. If you've closed your eyes, you begin to flutter those eyes open, and we're going to add our arms to breath. So inhale, rise up. Again, filling up with breath, taking that elongation through your fingertips where your sit bones are staying down to the earth. And then planting one hand down to the earth, and then taking a nice side body stretch. Coming back through center, inhale, filling up, nice and long. And exhale, taking it over to the other side. Keeping your shoulders, your chest nice and wide and open, so you're really getting that stretch. Sit bones still connecting down to the earth here. Big breath in. We'll take one more rotation on each side. So right hand comes down, left hand up and over. Inhale back through your center. And exhale other side. Inhale back through center. And then hard, hands coming down to heart. Big breath in. And exhale out. And we're going to stay with this again, this movement of your breath, and we're just going to take a nice twist. So taking your left hand, placing it onto your right knee, and then just gently opening up your shoulder, taking a gaze over your shoulder here, big breath in. Again, sitting up nice and tall. And then coming into heart center, exhale. Take a gentle twist over to the other side. So right hand to left knee, opening up that chest, big breath in. Stay for the exhale here. One more breath in. And coming back through heart center, exhale. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now we're going to plant them down and just going to roll over your legs here. We're just going to come into our tabletop. So I'm just going to move back a little bit here, actually. Coming up to a nice tabletop here, so we're going to start with a nice neutral spine. Leaving your feet flat onto the earth. Nice wide fingers, arms, elbows underneath your shoulders, grounding down. Big breath in and out. And then we're going to start with our cat and cow tilts, just beginning to open up our spine. So inhale through cow, tailbone, chin up, exhale through cat. Tucking that chin, tucking that tailbone. And just taking your spine and coming back and forth between this. Again, staying with your breath. Maybe going back to those closed eyes or a soft gaze, so you just feel and move with your body. And then when you're here and you're ready, open it up to some other movements, some C curves, getting into that side body. And then just any other movements that feel really good right now. Again, just beginning to warm up your spine. And then we're going to come back into that neutral tabletop, pushing strong through our hands, wide fingers, tuck your toes here, send your knees up, pause here, and then send those hips up high, down dog. Pedal it out, one leg and the other. Wag your tail, drop those hips on either side. Inhale, coming up to tippy toes. Exhale, heels down into the mat. Big breath in. And long breath out. Another big breath in. Exhale, bend those knees, and we're going to tiptoe all the way to the front of the mat, and we're going to meet in our ragdoll. So toe and heel, feet, your feet a little wide, hips distance here, and just coming into a nice forward fold. And sway side to side, bend into your knees. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows here. Just using the weight of the top half of your body just to release down. Getting a nice little stretch in your back. Gently release your hands. You can toe your feet back together. Root down, rise up, upward salute, fill up with breath. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart center. I'd like to offer our practice and start our practice with one Om. Please join out louder in your heart. Fill up with breath. Inhale, rise up, upward salute. Then all the way up, then down through center, forward fold, exhale. Now coming into a gentle flat back, hands to shins, looking up over the edge of your mat. Nice long spine. And forward fold, exhale. Just holding here this forward fold, exhale again. Just kind of gently releasing down. Releasing your lower back. Finding some space there. Now bending your knees nice and softly, and then rolling back up, upward salute. Inhale, rise up, taking your hands up to the top with you. This time we're going to take a nice bind here. Inhale, rise up. And getting into that side body stretch. So taking it over to our right side for a nice side body stretch. You're taking your knees up. Inhale, fill up. Take it over to the other side. Inhale, fill up. Swan dive down, exhale, forward fold. Flat back, inhale. And forward fold, release down. We'll take that one more time all the way through. Bend your knees, inhale, rise up. Filling up with breath. And then hands into heart center. Again, using this round of our half sun A kind of as a moving meditation, filling with breath, rise up. Taking that bind, inhale. Exhale, open up one side. Inhale back through center. Exhale, open up the other side. Inhale back through center. Forward fold, exhale. Flat back, in breath. And forward fold, release down. Holding him there in this forward folds. So we're here at the top of our mat. We're just going to gently come back and step back to our plank. So one foot back and then the other. Nice long spine here. Big breath in. And out. Push to the tops of your toes. Tucking in that bind. Again, feeling that core. Big breath in. And then slowly come down, sending those elbows back. Release the top of your feet. And coming all the way down to the mat. Staying here with your hands nice and tucked into your shoulders, or kind of up your high ribs here. We're going to come up through our cobra for our first inhale, big breath in. Right cheek down to the mat, exhale. Inhale through our cobra, coming back through center. Exhale, left cheek down to the mat. Inhale through center, big breath in. And then crown down to the earth, exhale. And then hold here for a round of breath. Again, grounding down, relaxing through, giving those triceps a little bit of a break. And now we're going to push through, coming up high. Bend through your knees. Tuck those toes and push back, down dog. Big breath in and out. We're going to take our right leg up nice and high, right away for a nice three-legged dog. Keeping that leg nice and long. A little bit higher. And now bending that knee into your nose, rounding out. And then taking it back up for three-legged dog. Now this time we're going to open up our hip. So just bending it, opening up. Maybe a little circle here. Then back out through three-legged dog. Now bend in. Now we're going to come all the way through to a nice low lunge. So a nice runner's lunge here. Stay nice low down to the ground. And this is where you can grab a hold of one of those blocks if you like. So we're going to take a twist here. So you can plant your left hand down. And then we're going to take this right hand up to the sky for a nice twist. Big breath in, stretch out, stacking your shoulders on top of each other, and push through that left leg. Big breath in. Now plant those hands down and step back to that plank. Again, hold here, big breath in, nice and slow. But again, zipping up that core, big breath in. And out. Push back, down dog. Pedal it out. Big breath in, hips high. Bend those knees. Let's walk up to the front of the mat. This time we're coming right into our flat back. Forward fold, exhale. Bend your knees, come up, nice and slow. Upward salute, fill up with breath. Taking it through the top. And then exhale, forward fold, release down. Flat back, inhale. Forward fold, release. Again, step back to that plank. So one foot, then the other. So you're on this side this time. One foot, then the other. Big breath in, nice and strong. Big breath in, hold. Now this time we're going to pivot forward just a smidge, just a little bit. And then just come halfway down. So instead of coming all the way down to remember, we're just going to come halfway down. If this is too much for your triceps, you want to come all the way down through your cobra, go for it. Just come halfway down. Push through for that up dog. And then push back for that down dog. Ha. Nice and high. Hips up. Plant that right foot, left leg up, comes high for that three-legged dog. Keep that leg nice and long. Flex toe a little bit higher. Knee to nose. Exhale. Kind of rounding out that spine. Coming back up for that three-legged dog. And then this time opening up those hips. So again, just taking a nice little roll here, stacking them on top of each other. Coming back through that three-legged dog. And then coming into that low lunge on this side. So again, pushing through here. Nice long stretch. Push to the top of that foot. Holding here, you can grab one of those blocks, plant your hands down, and then take that gentle twist again. Stack those shoulders on top of each other. Push through that leg. Big breath in. And out. Another big breath in. Plant those hands. Step back to that plank. And then push back down dog. Ha. Big breath in. And out. Another inhale. On the exhale, bend your toes, look to the front of the mat, and we're going to meet up there in the front in a flat back inhale. Forward fold, release down. Root down, rise up, fill up with breath, upward salute. We're going to take those side body stretches here, so fill up with breath. Let's take that bind, and then one more time, go over to the right. Back through center. Exhale, other side. Back through center. Forward fold, release down. Flat back, inhale. Forward fold, release. And step back to plank. So one foot back and then the other. Nice, strong here. And then take your vinyasa. Again, taking these first couple ones nice and slow. So coming halfway down or all the way, whichever you'd like. Inhale through that up dog or cobra and push back to that down dog. Big breath in and big breath out. Let's go back to that three-legged dog on the right. Right leg comes up, flexing that toe. And all the way down. Knee straight through this time. We're going to come in and all the way up to a high lunge. So we're going to start with a crescent lunge today. So just like through our runner's lunge, our legs coming parallel, but this time we're coming up nice and high. Big breath in and out. So again, our crescent lunge, our legs are coming parallel to each other, pushing through that right. We're starting on our right hand side, and then flexing that toe. So just like when we were down in that low lunge, hips squared off, arms up high, relax those shoulders. Big breath in and out. Another big inhale and exhale. Hands coming into heart center, and we're going to take a high twist. So we're going to twist over to the right, just opening up. Now we're kind of twisting here, taking our torso over to the side. So on your inhale, open up. On your exhale, sit a little bit lower. Big breath in. A little bit lower. Come back up through that crescent lunge, settle in. And then open up to our warrior two. So now we're taking our crescent lunge from here, and then just opening up our hips. So take the time here. So really open up your nice wide stance, pushing through those legs. Now your hips are facing out to the sides and arms out to the side. Find that drishti over your middle finger, settle in. Big breath in and out. Stay nice and low here in your legs. Flip that palm and head into that reverse warrior. You can stay here or take it up and over. Now we're going to take it back around and grabbing hold either one of those blocks, placing it here or taking it here or all the way down to your mat, whichever you prefer. So I'm going to kind of take it up and over for that side stretch here. Pushing through. A little bit lower than our extended side angle. Coming back up through that warrior two, push through. Now straighten that front leg and then reverse triangle. Long, long, long line through that right hand side. Staying long in those legs, coming out to the side, and then coming all the way into triangle on the right. Reach out long, right hand down. So again, you can always be able to hold back onto that block for triangle. Hold here. Use the strength in that top arm, take you back up. Bend into that front knee for that warrior two. Flip that palm, send it back up for the reverse. Now cartwheeling back down to the earth. This time we're going to come all the way down. So move that block out of the way. Plant your hands, pivot those feet, step back to plank, and then take your vinyasa. Again, nice and slow. Whatever version is calling for you for this practice. We'll meet in our down dog and reset for a few rounds of breath. Let's take it over on the other side. So left leg up comes nice and high for that three-legged dog. Flex that toe. Take your time, knee in through your nose all the way through. Again, nice wide stance coming up high into that crescent lunge. Settling in here into that crescent. Big breath in and out. Push through that back leg. Settling in, hips nice and forward. Relax those shoulders. Now taking those hands into your heart center to start. And then opening up for that twist. Just take that twist, open up, send your gaze back or forward, whichever feels good. Again, just kind of pushing into those legs and just opening up that torso. Then come back through that crescent. And then opening up for a warrior two on this side. Get our block over to the other side. So again, transitioning from that front crescent lunge to that warrior two and expanding, open up those hips. Coming here for that strong warrior two. Finding that drishti, finding that space. Bring up your hips, nice and long. Flip that palm. Sending it back through a reverse. Doing a nice little side, again, stepping here or coming all the way around. Back through that warrior two. Then straight out that front leg and taking that reverse triangle. So nice and long on this side. From tips of your fingers down to the tips of your toes. And coming in, keeping those legs nice and long, arms out to your side. And then we're going to come to triangle on the side. So arm out nice and long. And then pivot down. Or arm down again, grabbing hold of that block if that feels good. So they're nice and high with that top arm. Using the strength of that arm to come back up nice and high. And push back through warrior two. Flip that palm, reverse. Hands down to the earth, cartwheeling through, sending that foot back, pivot through, and vinyasa. Push back down dog, big breath in. And big breath out. Another big inhale. And exhale. Now let's take our knees nice and wide, big toes to touch, and come back into child's. Taking your forehead down to the earth. Knees nice and wide, big toes to touch. Nice and long here in your spine again. Taking a rest, taking a break, feeling your body connect to the earth. Gently walking your hands over to one side, starting with your right, keeping again those sit bones down to the earth. For a nice side body stretch. And back through center. And then just taking a cruise over to the other side. Balancing out, again, nice little air, breath into the opposite side body. Back through center. And holding here for 3 to 5 rounds of breath. Breathing in and out in your child's pose. Allowing your head, the forehead, the third eye, your chest or your chin to connect to the earth. Big breath in and out. 2 more rounds just like that. Staying here in your child's pose or gently coming up, rolling over your hands. We're going to come back into our tabletop here. So you just send over to the side, breath in and out. We're going to continue to open up our spine a little bit by taking our right arm up nice and high, big inhale, and stretch out, stack those hands on top of each other. And then we're going to thread the needle on the right. So taking your right hand all the way through, right cheek and ear down to the mat. So staying here, or we're going to explore here a little bit. So you can take your left hand out nice and long, stay here, giving some space in your arm, or maybe take it over the top for a bind, and then opening up your shoulders and your chest. There's options for your leg as well. So keeping your hand here, to give you just a little bit more support, you can take that left foot back, or maybe taking it up, a nice little stretch, flexing into your toes. Expanding that arm out. So just explore here. Use your breath to stretch out. And begin to slowly unwind. Letting your hand back down. Nice counter stretch with the right arm coming up. And we'll meet back in table. Move it around, shake it out, reset. Right hand comes down, left arm comes up for that stretch, stacking those shoulders on top of each other, setting up, and then coming through and down to the earth. Left cheek down, left ear down. And then again, same choices that you had on this side, so keeping your hand nice and close, spreading out long in front of you, or maybe having some, or that bind around your back, or having some fun with your legs, stretching them out a little bit longer, using that support of your back foot and the ball of your foot to ground in. Big breath in. Begin to unwind wherever you are, and then we'll meet in that nice counter stretch with that left arm, and we'll meet in table. And how to reset. Push through those shoulders, tuck those toes, hips up high, down dog. Pedal it out. Bend your knees, let's walk, step, or hop. We're gonna meet in a flat back inhale. Forward fold, release. Bend your knees, reach up, upward salute, fill up with breath. And now we're gonna sit into our chair pose. So sitting down into chair, so pushing just back with our bones. So imagine you're just sitting right below a chair, keeping your knees so they're not coming up too far forward, seeing all 10 of those toes, and sitting nice and low. Big breath in and out. And find that stability here. Then we're going to take our hands into our heart center. So coming in nice and low, staying strong. And now we're going to twist. So take our twist over to our right. So our left elbow is going to come outside of our knee. Here, if this is too much of a twist, you can also put your legs and take that knee right inside. I'm going to take mine all the way out to the side. Turn this way. And then hands into our heart center. Nice and low, big breath in. And then opening up my wings here. Again, a nice opportunity for a block here on your side. Plant that hand down. Give yourself a little bit of support. Twist open. Sit a little lower. Big breath in. And then forward fold, release. Take those blocks out of your way. We're going to toe heel our feet a little bit wider and coming into a nice forward fold. Taking our peace fingers on each side and grabbing both our big toes. Take our big toes, coming to a nice flat back here. Exhale, elbows out to the side and release your head. Whew. Shake it out. Knock it out. Yes and no. Bend into the knees if that feels good. Gently release the bind in your toes. We're going to toe heel those feet back together. Bend the knees, come up nice and slow. Inhale, rise up. Upward salute. And then sit back into chair. So another, just push back through those thighs. Sending your hips back. Again, not coming too far forward over those toes. Big breath in. And out. Hands into our heart center. We're going to twist in the other direction. So now we're going to twist over to the left-hand side. So start down here and then twist open. So again, taking that elbow and hooking on the side of your knee, a little bit lower, grabbing hold of one of those blocks for support too. Any side. You planting that hand out, opening up your chest. Big breath in and out. A little lower. Big breath in, and now forward fold. Again, move that block out the way, and toe heel those feet wide again. We're going to come into another forward fold here. This time we're going to come into gorilla. So just take the tops of your hands and tuck them underneath the front of your feet. Let your toes give yourself a nice little massage into your palms and your wrists. Again, bending into your knees so you're not coming in. This should really be a resting pose here. Release that bind in your hands, and we're going to take our feet out just one more step or two and come down to a Melasma Squat. So our feet coming out nice and wide, grabbing a hold of that block again, and coming down to a nice gentle seat. Sitting onto that block, placing our hands into heart center, using our elbows to open up our knees, kind of opening up our hips here. If you'd like to remove the block, go for it. You can just stay here in your Melasma Squat, just down here. I'm actually going to put mine off to the side a little bit here. And just coming into some stillness here. So big breath in, and big breath out. Maybe closing your eyes here. Again, taking a moment in our practice to come back just to our breath. Just feel how our body is reacting to our movements, checking in with ourselves. Don't let the mind wander too far away. Just keep it here with that breath. Breathing in and breathing out. We're going to place our right hand down to the earth and take another one of those side body stretches here. Just like in the beginning, again, just a different position in our legs. Placing that left hand down, right arm up and over. And both hands up, taking those hips up nice and high. Toe, heel our feet back together. Bend those knees, inhale, rise up. Upward salute. Hands into heart center. And then coming into our Tadasana. Close your eyes here. We'll move into balance. So here our balance pose is just starting with Tadasana, just starting in with that perfect posture. Zipping up that core just like we do when we were seated down. Again, grounding down into our feet. Feeling our feet, then our knees, our hips, our pelvic floor, our diaphragm big. Inhale through that lock. And then heart center. Flutter your eyes open. Here, we're going to come into our eagle pose. So we'll start with putting our weight onto our left leg and just take our right leg up and over. You can come wrapping it around or keep sand over to the side. And then your right arm coming under your left. Coming up here for the spine. That's too much. Grabbing opposite shoulders. Big breath in. Finding your space here. And then starting to settle into your eagle. Finding that drishti point in front of you that's not moving. Hold in here. Finding your space. Maybe nesting your eagle. Coming out nice and slow. Inhale, rise up. And then open up. And come back to center. Inhale, rise up. Hands through heart center and Tadasana. Taking a moment here for a transition. A moment here to again catch your breath and ground in. Now we're going to transition that weight over to the left side, left leg comes up and over, transition the weight into your right leg. Again, finding that space. And your left arm coming over and grabbing that bind here or here. Zipping up through that core, feeling nice and long, and then gently settling in. Wherever you are today. Moving through. Coming out just as slowly as you came in. Inhale, rise up. And heart center, exhale. Big breath in. Swan dive down to the earth, exhale. Stepping back, one leg and the other to plank, and then down dog. Let's continue to open up our hips, taking our right leg up high for that three-legged dog. And now coming right into our pigeon. So taking our right leg up into our right wrist. Left leg comes back nice and gentle. Swoop over to the side here. Taking that nice big breath in. Again, opening up that hip and then slowly coming down. If you have those blocks nearby, a great spot here too. You can rest your head onto one of the blocks if you didn't want to come all the way down to the earth. We're going to hold here in our pigeon for a little bit longer today. And doing some counter stretches to really open up our hips while we're down here on the ground. So doing 3 to 5 breaths here in our pigeon, wherever you are. One more round of breath here. Sending that exhale into that right hip. And then gently walking your hands back and slowly rising up. And staying here for a moment. And then we're going to take a counter stretch here. So we're going to bend that back leg. And then just take that front arm up and around. You can hold here. Just giving yourself a nice little stretch. Staying here, or maybe taking that arm up overhead. Placing those hands back down, release that leg, pivoting back onto here, stretching back through that three-legged dog, and come down, down dog, pedal it out. Let's take it over to the left. Left leg comes up nice and high, three-legged dog. And then coming into pigeon on this side. So left leg comes in, stretch that leg out nice and long. Big breath in. And then slowly melt down. Again, maybe grabbing a hold of one of the blocks to rest down. Taking a few rounds of breath here. 3 to 5. Just noticing this side from the other, being aware of any differences that might pop up. Just breathing through them. Two more rounds. Gently plant your hands and come up nice and slow. Place your hand in there. We're going to take that stretch here, so I'm bending into the knee and taking that arm over onto the same side. So a nice little stretch here. Again, dropping into those hips, maybe taking that other arm up off the ground. Placing your hands down. Unwinding here with that foot, coming back up through three-legged dog. Pushing through that down dog. And then gently coming back down to your mat. So we're going to walk up to the front, bend your knees, and then roll back onto your mats. Coming into happy baby. Rocking side to side, giving your lower back a little massage here. Then release that bind and planting your feet down to the earth. Now we're going to take our back bends here. Again, using our blocks this time. So we're going to take some a couple of rounds of supported bridge. So a lot of times we're doing just regular bridge here where you necessarily don't need your block, but sometimes a supported bridge feels really good too. So for the first round, we're going to keep it on a nice flat leg. So planting your feet down, just bringing your sit bones up, placing that block just gently over here. And then just gently coming in here. Big breath in. And big breath out. Allow your hips to melt. And use this gentle, supportive bridge. Hold it here. Now pushing up and just taking that block up a little bit higher. So maybe now coming into the medium-sized edge here. So again, settling in, flex those hands down, and then maybe taking it out a little bit longer. So maybe this time, instead of keeping your feet closed, just send your feet out a little bit longer. So now we're getting that stretch in our back, but elongating our legs, your hands out to the side, and holding here for 3. For 2. For 1.
Now gently bringing those feet back down and making one more final adjustment with that block. Now this time, and this might be too much, you might want to stay right where it is. And this time we're going to take it all the way up to the highest. So this can be a lot. So if you're not used to setting your hips up that might be high, or if at any time this pinches or hurts, take that block away. So setting your hips up nice and high, coming up on that high edge of the mat, coming here so you're real full expression, feet down, and now really pushing through your thighs, so you're making sure your thighs aren't opening out to the side. So coming here, planting those hands down to the mat, and we're going to hold here for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Gently relieving that block off to the side and coming down nice and slow. We're going to windshield wiper our knees side to side, releasing that lower back. And then we're coming to Supine Twist, so soles of your feet together, knees open nice and wide. One hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Close your eyes. Come back to that breath that we've come through periodically over our practice. Feeling that breath starting in your lower belly and your diaphragm. Then beginning to fill up your lower lungs and your chest. And on the exhale, coming in the opposite direction, moving its way down your body, emptying out. Two more rounds of breath, just like that. You can close your legs like a nice little book here. Big breath in. Taking those knees back into your chest and taking a nice little rock side to side. We're going to take our inversion. So I'm going to go through a shoulder stance today. But again, we've had those blocks and we're working with them all afternoon. So if you'd like to just take the feet up the wall, again, maybe take that block, just like we did in our bridge pose here, sitting your lower back, and then just setting your feet up nice and long for a nice inversion. This side, planting your hands down, or maybe taking them up to the sky, and shoulders down, connected to the earth. Staying here. If you'd like to join me in shoulder stand, taking your hands here, gently coming up and over, supporting that lower back right here. Find that space, and then gently moving those feet up to the sky. Support your lower back throughout your practice, throughout your shoulder stand. Big breath in and out. If you're in your inversion, staying right here. If you're in your shoulder stance, whenever you're ready, kind of transitioning into that plow, setting feet up overhead. Again, still supporting your lower back. And then coming into Deaf Man's Pose, knees outside your ears, planting your hands down, and slowly coming out. Planting your feet back down to the earth. Again, if you're in your inversion, you can just gently take that block off to the side, planting your feet back down as well. Big breath in, holding our knees into our chest. And sending that right knee in close, left leg nice and long. And opening up with a supine twist. Taking your knees out to a T. You can place your hand onto your knee for some more support. But just opening up that back. Coming back through center, taking both knees into the chest. Now holding on to that left leg, and that right leg nice and long. Flocking that knee over for a supine twist in the other direction. Again, sending a T out with your arms and sending your gaze away from your knee. Big inhale. And exhale. Coming back through center. Taking both knees into your chest, offering any more positions, so maybe hip rolls, more circular motion. Before coming into our final resting place. When you're ready, bringing your forehead into your knees. Feel that energy throughout all of your muscles. Big breath in. And exhale, nice and long. Feet come long. Arms out to the side. Big breath in. And out. Shavasana. Staying gently here in your Shavasana. Just bring your awareness back to your body. Taking a nice big breath in, filling up. And a nice long exhale out. Take a brief body scan starting at the top of our heads. Allowing the energy to flow from our crown past our forehead, behind our eyes. Releasing our temples, our cheeks, allowing our breath to fill up our nostrils, hitting the back of our throats, coming out our mouth. Now we're gently coming into our chest and our shoulders, feeling the energy of our heart, the beating, the blood flow through our bodies. To strengthen our arms, our core, our spine on the back of the mat. Letting our energy move through our abdominal, gently releasing through our pelvic floor. Breathing through both legs, circling our joints, giving us energy and strength. Keeping our ankles warm. Radiating out our toes and out our fingers, creating this huge energy around our body. Big breath in and big breath out. Keeping that energy close to your heart, we're going to gently roll over to one side. Coming into a fetal position, knees into your chest. Keeping your gaze closed. Taking a few breaths of gratitude and humility. Thanking our bodies, our minds, our spirits, our breath for showing up today. Big inhale and exhale. Keeping your eyes closed if that's okay, we're gently going to come back to that seated position where we started. Just cross leg, keeping your gaze nice and low, hands into heart center. Big breath in and nice long exhale out. I'd like to close our practice as we begin with one Om. Please join if you'd like. Fill up with breath. Om.
the hands up to your third eye. In this world, we create in light and love each and every day. We create it with our minds, with our hearts, and with our breath. I see the light and love you've created today, and I hope you felt the light and love that I've created. Take this and share it with others. Namaste. Namaste, guys. I hope you enjoyed practice as much as I did. It was great being here with you again online. Love to see you outdoors for our yoga outside. I am teaching on Wednesday mornings from 8 to 9 a.m. and I hope to see you really soon. Have a